had back-to-back winning seasons.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I was listening to Move the Six podcast.
Okay.
And yeah, they had mentioned that little tidbit. I was like, oh man, I had to go
Really?
look at that. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So yeah, like even with all the success and that they've had with Cam Newton around Rivera pairing, they never had 2 back-to-back winning seasons. Like they'll have a winning season, win a division, and then go like 6-10 or 7-9. And next year they go back and get 10, 11 games, and then go back and then be 6-10. I'm like, yo,
wow,
it was crazy.
So they had an up and down seasons.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
but do you think they should have moved on from him?
Honestly, I really can't say, because you look at this team this year, and they was just riddled with injuries.
Yeah.
Beginning with their starting quarterback, Cam. And although, like, Kyle Allen, I think that's the name, Kyle Allen. Allen, he's performed pretty well. He's looked decent, like, a lot of games, and in some games he looks like, a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel like this team never quit on Ron Rivera from what I've seen outside looking in.
Yeah, and I don't understand if your players are rallying behind your head coach, leave them be, especially right now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You're not making the playoffs, so just leave it.
But at the same time, I think and by the way, Carolina does have a newer owner.
Yes,
they have a newer
do.
Owner. So
I just heard that too.
I can understand the mindset of, okay, this guy isn't going to be my head coach going into next season. Why not go ahead and get a head start right now? Like, go ahead and clean break. You're not making the playoffs at that point. It's pretty much over for that dream.
Right. I feel you.
Let's go ahead and have a clean break, and let's go ahead and get the coaching process, hiring process started right now. And
that's I heard that too on another podcast, that they wanted to be the first out there to get ahead of everyone when it came to new head coaches. And someone had said, so Kinch is going to be fired. And Garrett's going to be fired, definitely. So I guess for him, it's like, okay, I can see what these guys are all about and go and get a jump start before anybody else. Yeah. Because you can't interview anyone right now, right?
I think you can.
Can you? Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure on that one. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe you can. I think they can go into the process where they can go and, I don't think they can interview head coaches. Okay. But I think they can go interview like offensive coordinators or, other team personnel.
Oh, okay.
And kind of get a jump there. From what I've heard is that they want to go more towards the analytical route.
Oh, really?
So they're looking more of to get a younger staff, more that's in tune with the analytics. Oh, okay. But then I guess they said they want that coaching staff to have like old school discipline.
So do you think now that the NFL is going towards that way?
Somewhat. I think analytics is one of those things where it should be used as a tool. It shouldn't be the end all be all though. Okay. Because it's one of those things like numbers, like I get it. Like there's a lot of people that look at numbers and can come up with like various conclusions. Just based on this is what's going on.
This is at your best peak. You're right at your best peak.
But
right
it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's way deeper than that because you have to physically watch a lot of this stuff that's going on because there's a lot of variables to these things. You know what I mean? So with teams leaning more towards analytics, I'm cool with that. Like Baltimore, we hired a guy in our analytics department, and ever since then, we've been going on we go on fourth downs like crazy. And it worked to our advantage,
Jesus, yes.
But with that being said, that may not work for another team because another team doesn't have Lamar Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I mean by it's deeper than just numbers. You can't just look at, okay, well, I got this number here and based on this
according
number.
To the numbers.
According to the numbers. Yeah. Like I can see if okay, so I'm thinking this is going to happen. And the reason I'm thinking it's going to happen because analytics say this, but at the same time, I got this type of player and this type of personnel. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's my main thing. I can definitely see analytics being definitely a major part of it, but I don't think it's going to be the number one priority. I think ultimately you got to have a keen football IQ.
Yes.
You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're talking about. And like my main thing I look for a head coach is how they motivate the team. Are they putting the players in the best position to perform? And then are those players going to go out there and execute? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then analytics come in after that.
Right. Okay.
In my opinion. But that was a good question.
Thanks.
All right, so Carolina, Atlanta. Division game, obviously. Both teams are pretty much they're out of the playoff race at this point. Atlanta just all season been riddled with injuries.
Are they quarterback in still?
Yeah, Matt Ryan, I believe, is still playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe he's still playing. Julio Jones is hurt.
Yeah.
He didn't play
that.
last game.
I've seen that.
So I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game here.
Do you think Julio Jones is going to stay?
In Atlanta?
Yeah.
He just signed that big contract.
Oh, did he sign? No, so he did sign.
Yeah, he got, before the season began, I think he got, 3 years?
I knew they were going to, 3 years? Okay,
3 years,
all
60 million or something like that.
Because I know he wanted to stay. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. So, okay, Julio.
Yeah. All right, so ultimately here, what are you thinking?
I got Atlanta. They're at home. And they got this backup. And they just fired their head coach. Mm-hmm. So I'm going on emotion with it. So I'm going to pick Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a score?
Oh,
Atlanta minus 2.5.
So I'm going to say 27-17. And 27-10.
27-10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so take the under. You taking the under there, 48.5, taking the under, 27-10.
Yep.
All right. I think, I'm a little torn on this one here because it's one of those things where Carolina can kind of rally behind the firing of the coach, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The owner doesn't believe in us type deal. He didn't believe in our culture, didn't believe in our coach. Let's go out there and win this one let's go win this one for Ron. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can kind of see that. Plus, on top of that, I think Carolina overall has a better roster than Atlanta. Christian McCaffrey, he's still balling his ass off.
He hasn't slowed down.
Right,
man.
exactly. Allen, he's been solid. He's been up and down, but I think he can have a solid game against this Atlanta secondary and this Atlanta defense overall. I think I'm going to roll with Carolina.
What's the score?
I'm thinking I'm going to take the under as well. I'm going to go with a lower scoring game. Let's go 24, well, not lower scoring, but 24-14 Carolina. Okay. I think Christian McCaffrey has a big game, and I think they kind of go ahead and win this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they win this one for Ron.
That's what's
so,
up.
Yeah, we'll see on that one, but yeah. All right. So this game here, we're probably going to spend a good portion of time.
The most important game of all games.
Yeah, that's
we don't even care about nothing else that's going on in life right now. On Sunday, just on Sunday, this game, just a bunch of fans right now. Just me and Bryce and fans. That's it.
So
I'm gonna have you go first.
All right. So we got Baltimore Ravens. My Baltimore Ravens
and my Buffalo Bills
traveling to Buffalo
to the house.
Yeah. This is a big game. It seems like every Ravens game that pops up over the last couple of weeks, I've been saying that this is a big game, but they have.
You guys are going on an 8 straight right now. You're coming in our house with 8 straight. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be. You're gonna lose. You have to fall somehow. Like, damn.
So why not us, huh?
Right. Why not us?
I feel you on that one. So, all right. So with me in this one here, some of the things I'm thinking that people aren't looking at. Well, let's start with the things that people are looking at. So right now, the main battle, I guess you would say, the main matchup that people are going to be watching is obviously the Buffalo Bills defense against the Baltimore Ravens offense.
We're number 3.
Mm-hmm. Buffalo Bill ranked number 3 in defense, total overall defense right now. And if you've listened to this show before, Buffalo's defense, I've said on multiple occasions, this is a championship caliber defense. One of those defenses where you're one of the things I like to look at about a defense, not only like the amount of points that they're giving up, but those teams that can generate turnovers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Buffalo's a very opportunistic defense. And they can generate some turnovers, but not only generate turnovers, they can go ahead and score off of those turnovers.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's one of those things that separate good defenses from great defenses.
And also, too, they weren't giving the Buffalo Bills their credit when it came to that. Mm-hmm. More so defense than anything, but, I mean, there still was like, their defense is all right. But when you go into, I don't even know what week we were in, and we had so many turnovers. I think it was against Miami. But still, they were saying, "Oh, you played Miami."
Yeah,
like damn. Okay,
yeah,
they played Miami.
You only could play who's like on your schedule there.
I didn't mean to jump in, but
no, you good. You good. So yeah, man. So that's definitely the marquee matchup there. But I think the matchup that people need to talk more of is going to be Buffalo's offense going up against Baltimore's defense. You know what I mean? The Ravens started off rocky. Like the first couple of games, first 4 games in the season, I was watching these games and I'm like, man, I've never seen our defense this bad.
You guys always have great defense.
Right. And
you're known for your defense.
Yes.
If you don't do anything else, your defense.
We're going to have defense. Yes.
Yeah,
that's the main thing in Baltimore. No matter how bad we're going to be, we're typically going to have like a top 5, top 10 defense.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, early in the season, we got off to a rough start and I was like depressed. I'm like, oh my God, this is like Cleveland put up fucking 200 plus yards rushing on us. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But we made some personnel moves. We kind of righted the ship there. And now the defense is playing very, very well for us.
You got Peters, right?
Yep. We traded for Marcus Peters. He's been a revelation at corner for us. A couple of pick sixes and got 3 interceptions since joining our team. So he's looked really good for us. And we made some roster moves with our linebacker and also our front 4. So looking solid since the acquisitions and whatnot. I want to give some credit to Josh Allen.
Okay.
So Josh Allen was one of those quarterbacks where I was looking at him, and I would be honest with you, I wasn't a firm believer in him. I felt
when he first came out, you mean?
Last year, and then also coming into this year.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? He's a raw prospect. He has, the crazy arm strength, and he's more athletic than I think people would realize before they actually started seeing him play.
Yeah.
And earlier in the season, he was kind of up and down, but over the last couple of weeks, he's had a string of very good games.
Yeah.
Very good games. I've seen a stat line on Twitter. I think it was like over the last, I want to say like 8 games. He's put up some very good numbers. I think I saved it. I'm not sure if I did or not. I'm gonna look it up. But he's looked solid. And he has that Buffalo Bills offense playing at a very good level right now.
Yeah. When I have to say, like when he played the New England Patriots, his idol, you could see that he was afraid. Like he had deer headlights.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. He was nervous. He came into that game. Like, okay, I need to do this. And then he got hurt. Yeah. I think that was the best thing that happened to him when he got hurt. And then moving forward, the Browns game, he didn't play how he was supposed to play. Mm-hmm. After that game, Josh, like we were on 3-game winning streak right now, and he's a different player. Mm. Like he's allowing his receivers to get open. He's not like panicking or nothing like that. Yeah. He's calm. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen, not to go back to that Thanksgiving game. Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen when he was in the pocket and he was standing there. Yep. Dude stood. I was like, okay, he got all day. Comfortable. Mm-hmm. So now he's like, okay, I'm good now.
He looks like he has control.
Yes.
He has control of the offense. He
absolutely.
has command over the offense.
Yes, absolutely. I was impressed with that. I was like, okay. And not even that, our offensive line. It's been a minute since we had an offensive line. Our offensive line last year, a year and a half, we didn't have one. He rushing him. That's why he was running so much. He had to get out of the pocket. Now, they're giving him time. Mm-hmm. So he's, Cole Beasley is amazing. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and then so overall, I think that like Josh Allen has more command of the offense, which I think opens up a lot in terms of like the running game. Like you guys, I think are having more success running the ball as well. Singletary has looked really good these last couple of weeks.
Excited about that too.
And then him and Frank Gore is a nice little 1-2 combo there.
Absolutely.
John Brown, it looked like he has some instant chemistry with Josh Allen.
Yes, yeah. And you got a Brown over there too.
Yeah. We replaced. We had John Brown last year, and then we
replaced the John Brown with a John Brown.
With Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that that's the matchup that I think fans need to keep their eyes on, is seeing how that Buffalo Bills offense performs against my Baltimore Ravens defense.
Yes.
Now, ultimately here, I've been kind of thinking about this like hard, and I think this game here. First of all, the weather is going to be decent in Buffalo.
Yes.
I've seen the weather report. It's going to be 44 degrees.
A little wind.
No rain, no precipitation, no snow or nothing
Ideal
like that.
Ideal weather, yeah.
I think is advantage Baltimore. based on the type of offense that we run and how we do it. Last